Hello, my name is Justin Hinchcliffe. I'm the Conservative candidate for Seven Sisters, which is slightly to the east of Harringay ward. I'm from Tottenham and I'm for Tottenham. One of the reasons I'm standing is because I know the people, I know the problems, and I think I know how to tackle the problems. And Labour has been in Harringay now for 42 years. I think it's a year for change. And I think I could make positive differences.
Thanks for that introduction, Justin. The Seven Sisters ward includes part of the neighbourhood of Harringay.
Correct, yes.
So that's why we're talking to you from Harringay Online.
Correct.
But in answering my questions, I imagine you'll be speaking for the whole ward of Seven Sisters.
Correct.
Can you tell me something about what your vision is for Harringay neighbourhood, but also for the ward of Seven Sisters over the next 5 or 10 years?
Sure. I would like people who live and work here to have more of a say in the services they receive and the services they'd like to receive. For that reason, we are pledging in the Conservative Party, we're the only party in the borough of Harringay and in this district, to be doubling the budget to the area assemblies. And we're going to make the area assemblies more accountable, more local. We're going to have, instead of St Anne's and Harringay area assemblies, we're going to have 2 area assemblies. And we're going to double the budget from £50,000 to £100,000, perhaps even more. And we want local people to get involved, contribute and decide the sort of things they want and would like to see in their patch, rather than faceless bureaucrats in the Harringay Civic Centre who don't live or work here but actually have a lot of say on what happens here.
Okay, so that issue about representation is obviously key for you. Is there anything else you'll be doing to try and help your vision come to pass, if you like?
Sure. Borough-wide we have a policy called 6 to Fix, which include supporting local A&Es against labour closures, consulting with residents, especially over CPZs. We're going to ballot people to see if they actually want them. If they want them, that's fine, but a lot of people have CPZs in the roads where they don't need them, but it's seen by the council as a cash cow. We're going to look after vulnerable children in the borough. This will be done through spending more money on social services, increasing the number of social workers here. So there's 6 things in total. We're also striving to get value for money. This is one of the highest, in terms of council tax, most expensive boroughs in the country, certainly in London. And over a 4-year period, we are looking at cutting the council tax by £100. That's over a 4-year period. As the Conservatives have done in Hammersmith and Fulham. And what they've done there, they have not cut frontline services, but they've cut down on bureaucracy and the waste, such as Harringay People, which both us and the Liberal Democrats are committed to getting rid of that. I think that's a saving of about 3 million a year. I could be wrong, but that's the figure I have in my head. And rechanneling that money on giving hard-working families and residents here a small tax break and ploughing that money into frontline services. So, as I said, increasing, for example, the number of social workers.
And any message in particular for the voters in your ward who consider themselves to live in the neighbourhood of Harringay? Anything that you'd like to say to them?
I would appeal to people to look at the messages and pledges of all parties. Don't dismiss the Conservative Party because perhaps you've never voted Conservative before and you might read The Guardian. I think the two are, under David Cameron's leadership, certainly compatible. Look what we have to say. We're not going to get in a nasty slangy match like Labour and the Lib Dems are fighting like cat and dog. We are offering positive, achievable pledges which we think are more than deliverable. And we're asking people in Harringay, and that, as you say, includes Seven Sisters, parts of Seven Sisters, parts of St Anne's, and of course the whole of Harringay ward, to think locally and vote locally.
Okay, great. My next question was really going to be about how you're going to stay in touch with understanding what the residents' main concerns are. You've already said something about area assemblies.
Yeah.
Anything on top of that that you'll be doing
Yes.
to stay in touch?
One of the problems we have now in all 3 wards is very few people know who their councillors are, because the councillors are often only seen when there's an election on. So we'll be at and about putting leaflets out throughout the year, putting surveys out, which is a good way of getting feedback to ourselves. But we'll also be knocking on doors throughout the year, telling people next Saturday we're coming to your road. If you'd like to talk to us about a local issue, put this card in your window and so we'll know to knock on your door. And of course I'm absolutely delighted to have been nominated for, I think I should say, an award, but although I didn't get anything, on Harringay Online for being media savvy and embracing new technologies. So I'm keen to keep in touch with residents all year round, not just by using traditional methods such as canvassing and leaflets, but also embracing new technologies such as Twitter, Facebook, and having a dedicated blog for my ward.
Great. And finally, is there anything else that you'd like to add that you haven't had a chance to say in the preceding questions, Justin?
As I say, we've got very clear policies called 6 to Fix, which cover a whole range of issues: consultation, A&Es, fair funding for Harringay schools. I think it's a disgrace that school children in Harringay receive £1,000 less than they would do if they lived in Hackney or Islington or Camden, but actually the schools here have to pay teachers in a city salaries which are much higher. So I think our children do very badly, and we are committed to addressing this problem. But I think, my message is very clear: look at what we're saying, don't dismiss us. Put traditional loyalties aside for this election and vote Conservative.
Thank you very much, Justin.